city was still sleeping. They started a new day. No shiny desks, no cool air conditioning, just sweat, dust, and steely spirits. This is the story of a hard day's work, where every drop of sweat is a brick that builds the world around us. Welcome to Construction Priam, where ordinary jobs become extraordinary. In this video, Construction Priam will take you into the real world of the construction site, where the sound of machinery blends with the heartbeat of dedicated people. Whether it's hot or rainy, they keep moving forward because every brick laid is a part of the dream being built. In the scorching sun, the worker leaned forward silently, his strong hands steadily rubbing each stroke on the wet cement surface. Sweat ran down his back, dripping onto the hot concrete, but his eyes remained focused, not missing a single ripple. A group of new workers stood in the middle of a large construction site, still looking awkward, each turning their heads in a different direction. But their eyes were all on one person, the veteran worker who was giving instructions. As he spoke, he demonstrated with decisive and skillful movements, while the new workers kept turning around like the hands of a clock beating out of rhythm, trying to grasp each step. The atmosphere was a bit confusing, but also full of determination. Everyone wanted to learn quickly and do it right. The worker held the shovel firmly in his hand, gradually approaching the wet surface, where the excess cement seemed to be exceeding the allowable boundary. With a decisive but skillful movement, he gently slid the shovel blade over each corner, smoothing the concave and convex areas to make them smooth. The sound of the shovel lightly scraping the floor echoed regularly like the heartbeat of the construction site. In the blazing sun, a group of workers stood in a line, starting a super fast cooperation to pass bricks to each other. But instead of a steady rhythm, the group seemed to be playing a throwing game. One person passed too hard. On the high roof, under the scorching sun, the workers were still working hard. Sweat ran down their foreheads, soaking their backs, but no one stopped working. Some were framing the iron frame, some were bending the corrugated iron roof, some were mixing mortar, each with a different task, but with the same spirit, to complete the job, regardless of the harsh weather. The sun was high in the sky. The heat radiating from the corrugated iron roof made the air tremble, but they still stood there steadfastly like warriors of the construction site. The cement mixer, which was supposed to be used only for mixing mortar, has now been upgraded into a unique tool for pulling things. One end of the rope is tied tightly to the rotating shaft of the machine. The other end is hooked to a bucket of tools, a bag of cement, or even a lunchbox. Just turn on the machine, the drum starts to rotate. The rope slowly rolls up, pulling the object along the ground like an early pulley system made by construction workers. All around is the cheerful laughter of the brothers. Be careful not to pull too fast, or your lunch will fly away. Both energy-saving and incredibly creative, this is the type of bare-handed engineer that only construction sites have. What is that car doing? Oh no! The rock is too big, it got stuck in the crane's head. Is this guy trying to drive a crane through this narrow road? The owner's eyes swept over the newly built wall. At first he was calm, but the longer he looked, the more his eyebrows furrowed. The wall in front of him was tilted as if it was about to fall. Each brick was uneven. The cement joints were squirming like snakes. Unable to hold back any longer, he stepped forward, raised his hand and slammed it hard on the wall with a bang. The sound of the collision echoed in the silent space. The workers standing around were startled, some quickly dodged to the side, some pretended to look up to the sky. "Is this how you do business? Is it a wall or a slide?" His voice rang out angrily. At that moment, the so-called construction site business suddenly became a dramatic drama, and the slanted wall was the main character that no one wanted to admit to being the author. When the sound of the machine stopped and the sunset began to fall on the construction site, the workers also temporarily put down their trowels and shovels. Instead of rushing home, they gathered in a group and started laughing loudly. One guy imitated the manager's voice and called for a surprise inspection, causing the whole group to startle and act deeply and then burst out laughing. Someone playfully put a hard hat on another person's head, pretending to be a construction robot. Sitting on the ground, the worker looked at the wall as if it were his own faulty work. Each brick was misaligned, tilted as if drunk, forcing him to remove each one slowly, carefully, and with obvious